Talking to Myself by Gallant. And this is me talking to myself at 18. When I think of the past 365 days, one word comes to mind: existential. I have had an abundance of existential thoughts. Like, what am I doing? What does this all mean? Where am I going? Do any of my thoughts mean anything? Do I mean anything? The reality is, those thoughts serve no purpose and make being a teenager more stressful than it actually needs to be. The real answers come in just doing, just being. Following your passions and living your truth. I see how that may sound like a load of unrealistic bullshit because it appears like there is a roadmap that every teenager is expected to follow. But for me, I crumpled that roadmap and I fucking threw it out of the car window and pressed that gas pedal and sped off. I mean, obviously metaphorically, because I'm literally a virgin who can't drive, but there is no right or wrong. There's just you. The life you're living, the life you want to live, and the steps you take to get yourself there. Maybe asking yourself things like, what do I want to do with myself? What do I love? Who do I look up to? What are the things that are preventing me from being content with myself and my life situation right now? I am the product of a generation that truly no one has seen before. I want to dive into Gen Z and all the things that we are dealing with as a whole right now. I'm going to start off with social media. I grew up on the internet, so these apps and these websites have a special place in my heart. They always will, and it's so hard for them not to when I have literally encapsulated parts of myself within these virtual spaces. There's apps like Instagram and Twitter, which, for one, I don't even use Twitter anymore because it's just too many opinions and just too much for my brain to handle at once. Its use and overuse of it for me has caused a lot of distraction and kind of taking other people's opinions and putting them into my brain as my own, but they're not. And that just was so unhealthy for me that I just had to completely abandon the app because I can't use that app healthily. I'm a Gemini, and I am very susceptible to opinions and ideas, so having all of those on one timeline is just too much at once for me. Like, holy shit. Instagram, though, I have a really healthy relationship with Instagram. I fuck with that app so much, and I love seeing people who use Instagram purely. They're sharing their art, they're sharing their life, they're sharing beautiful moments, and it's just pure. That's the only word I can use to define their use of Instagram. And it's not something they use as a flex or they use as, a crutch for things that they lack in real life. It's just a digital essence of their being. I think that's fucking hot. Just how we are constantly proving who we are with actions, we can prove who we are through posts and tweets, but there's so much more to us than our digital footprints. Don't get caught up in what you see from another person's profile, and don't assume or judge for the wrong reasons just because of a post. And just don't take social media so seriously. It's something that we created. It's literally pixels. Like, it's the pixel version of who we are. It's not who we are on the inside. It's what we choose to express on the outside. This is literally me talking to myself and letting myself hear this truth, because I will get so caught up in social media myself and how others perceive me because of social media, to the point where I just won't post to avoid, giving people anything to work with and to judge. That being said, Finsta has provided a safe space for me to just post thoughtlessly and be raw. I don't go on Finsta anymore just because, like Twitter, it is exhausting as fuck. But when I was actively a part of it, it was such a form of release. And not only was it a way for me to let my baggage out through a picture and a lengthy caption, but I could connect with my friends and people I haven't even met yet but was just really close with online through the app and through their struggles and through their emotions. And that was very validating for me to know that there were people my age around the world experiencing the same things that I was. If I didn't have Finsta, I would feel so alone in my issues because it would just be me sitting in my bedroom staring out of the window, wondering, why do I feel this way? Why is it just me? Then there's Snapchat, an app that I threw away along with Twitter. Just both of those methods of communication and expression are fraudulent to me. I don't fuck with them. I respect anyone who does, though. I really admire anyone who can use those apps in the way that they're meant to be used and not let it affect the way that they function as humans. Because for me, like, going on Snapchat and talking to friends through Snapchat ruined communication with them for me. And it was just another factor of communication added to the human experience that was, to me, unnecessary. Twitter, on the other hand, I can see how people thrive using that app. Like, young people are actually starting revolutions with Twitter. Revolutions that I don't even know if they're aware that they are starting. It's amazing to witness from afar because people my age now have a string that connects their sense of humors, their obsessions, their fears, everything in between together because of Twitter. That app is where conversations are started with people from all over the world. It is an app for universal storytelling. From stan culture to woke culture, people my age are sharing their minds with each other. My final word on social media. The key to social media. Moderation. Use it in a way of expression. Go online, post something that you feel like posting, like a couple pictures, keep in touch with your favorite celebrities or your online friends or whoever, and keep it moving. Moderation. The next thing I want to touch base on is drugs. Teenagers, drugs. They go hand in hand, huh? Well, I know they do for me, that's for goddamn sure, because me and my friends, we are fucking crazy. But, like, it's cute crazy, like, just alcohol and weed. We keep it in that realm. And I've definitely experimented with the two within my 18th year. Oh my gosh, the first thing I did when I turned 18 was get my med card, baby. God bless Los Angeles, truly. Oh my gosh, if you are about to turn 18 or are already 18 and live in California, download Easy MD on your phone now, because on my 18th birthday, I downloaded that app and I FaceTimed a doctor and I got my med card, and the next day I was ordering edibles through my mobile device, and I've never felt unhappiness since. I love weed. Weed has been a tool like social media to make myself more aware and change perspectives, because essentially that's what social media does as well. Social media has given me a new outlook on life and has let me see things from other people's point of view. And when I pack a mini bowl for myself and spark it and inhale, I see my life and everything around me differently. And it's not like hallucination, like it's a mental thing. Like my brain opens up and I'm something beyond myself. It's not even me anymore. It's like I am at one with the universe and with the world. It's such a beautiful and grounding experience. And to be able to have friends that realize marijuana's capabilities is something that I will always cherish. it's not like we need it to have a great hangout, and we don't depend on it for anything. We use it in moderation, and we enjoy the fuck out of ourselves if we are going to be smoking. It's that simple. It's not like we're crack fiends fueling off marijuana, and it's just not that dramatic of a thing at all. It's just like, okay, do you want to hang out and possibly smoke a bowl and watch a movie or drive around safely and, like stare at the stars and just fucking talk about life, let everything out and just refresh? Sometimes you just need a little pep in your step to do so. Sometimes things don't come out so naturally. And for me, when I smoke, I get super vulnerable and super emotional, and I just feel connected with my soul, and it makes being around people a beautiful experience. But don't get me wrong, I love to smoke alone. Smoking alone has seriously been something that is crucial for self-discovery. Every time I smoke a little bowl, my mind expands, and I have realizations that I would not have had if I wasn't high. And it might sound so weird to someone who hasn't tried marijuana, or at least California has, because that shit is therapy. Literally. She is a tool that I have learned to reap its benefits with moderation. Because you don't want to be that person that relies on anything to just be themselves. I know that I am myself without marijuana. I don't need it to be me, but it is an amazing thing that's just there that lets me explore myself, and I fucking love it. Alcohol, on the other hand, alcohol is a motherfucking devil. I don't trust her. She's a snake, and she's out to get me. And she's harmful for my body. Weed is not harmful. Too much weed is just all it does is cloud your mind. It's not physically harmful. I mean, maybe if you overeat and you get a stomach ache, okay, that's the worst weed can do. But alcohol, it can literally poison you. I've seen friends go to the hospital, have to be in wheelchairs because of alcohol, have to be carried out on stretchers because of alcohol. It's not cute. And granted, it's something that can totally be avoided with moderation. For me, I'm the type of person that will just totally avoid it altogether. Like Twitter, do you see a theme here? If something is extremely toxic for me, I rather just say no, rather than give it moderation, because some of these things like Twitter and alcohol have more power over me, and I just can't allow myself to play with the devil like that. I'm sorry. I'd rather be chilling over here in my grass field with my little Instagram obsession and my bowl and call it a day. My final word on drugs. Weed. Yes. Alcohol. I don't know, man. I don't know. I do see marijuana as a positive tool that can aid a developing teenager if they establish their relationship with it. Because it's different for every single person. And you don't want to overuse it because you will totally detach from reality and be in your own little bubble, which isn't fun. And I've been there, and it's just numbing yourself. Truly, anything that's good for you can be used to numb you and isolate yourself if you try hard enough. And for weed, that has definitely been true. And I'm not afraid to admit that at all, because that's just my fucking truth, and I'm proud of my truth. Moving on. Next topic. Sex. And, well, for me, the lack of it. I'm a virgin, and I wear that title proud and strong. Hey, Cher Hurwitz of Clueless ended the movie a virgin. Maybe she got her man, but we didn't know if she popped that cherry. I guess she did pop her metaphorical cherry of her crisis as a teen, but she's still a virgin in the same way that I am. And I don't look at it as a negative thing anymore. I look at it as my individual path as a person and my sexual identity, because unlike all my peers who are straight and in heterosexual relationships and have engaged heavily in hookup culture throughout their youth, I do not have the same amount of options that they do. And I'm not playing the victim anymore. Like, I'm way past that. I've accepted the fact that it is going to take time for me because I have standards. I could have found the closest gay in my area and said, okay, let's do this thing, butter me the fuck up, and place it inside of me. But no, I want it to be special. I want to love the person, and I want losing my virginity to be something that is beautiful. Just because I've grown up with that being a standard through movies and through everything, and it's something that I've resonated with, and that's just me. And once again, if that's not you, props. I love my promiscuous friends. I fucking cheer them on. Could I give myself the same applause and the same sort of advice? No. Because I am really, 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 really delicate and fragile, and I haven't been in love yet, and my sexuality is something that I am still discovering, along with my relationship with myself. So sex is something that is not on my mind at all. But I love living vicariously through my straight friends who are very sexually active, and even my gay friends who are more sexually active than I am. It makes me feel like there's hope. There is a pot of gold at the end of this rainbow. I know there is, but I haven't found the gold yet. I've just found the pot, if you know what I mean. 420 plays it, ayy. But seriously, the lack of sexual activity in my life had me questioning if I was asexual. But I thought to myself, this just can't be true because I have a yearning for sexual activity. I am sexually attracted to a lot of human beings, and my mind runs wild with that sexual attraction. But it just hasn't translated into physical activity just yet. And I looked into it some more and realized there is a term that defines me and the reasoning behind my virginity. I am demisexual. I am someone who does not get sexually attracted to someone unless I have an emotional connection with them. It's prevented me from just getting the whole sex thing over with, but it's also prevented me from having that regret of sharing something that I view as super intimate with someone that I could give less of a fuck about. One day I'll be at that point, though. I know I will. Like, once I just rip the Band-Aid off of my virginity wound and get fucked, I know I'll want to just get fucked over and over again, and I'll just let my Gemini soul thrive and be promiscuous and, just have sex with the world. But for now, I'm like, I want my first time to be candlelit and rose petal filled, just a teen fantasy. Shout out to every teen who is sexually active. I'm 18 and I've not had sex. I'm proud of it. I've had sex with myself multiple times, and I love my body, and I love physical sensations that are sexual. It's fucking fun, and I can't wait to share that with someone else. Like, just talking about it makes me so excited because right now it's literally a solitude thing, and it's kind of sad, but also beautiful. Like, it's beautiful to me, but probably sounds pathetic to you listening, but you just haven't touched yourself yet. Don't get me wrong, though. Just because I'm a virgin does not mean I am celibate. I am still actively dating and trying things out, but it hasn't reached the point of sex. I had my first relationship with a guy last year. We met at a Dua Lipa concert, and I approached him because he was cute. He thought I was cute, too. We started talking and made it official, and it was such a blur, honestly, and it was the epitome of a teenage relationship. The base of our relationship was Dua Lipa and the fact that we were physically attracted to each other, and that was just about it, and that was a recipe for disaster. Dua Lipa fueled it for a little bit, but our exterior features could only keep things steamy for so long. When we really got to the bottom of who we were emotionally, things got messy, and we both weren't prepared for that for our first relationship. It wasn't a real connection, it was just face value. In the moment, it felt right because I was so desperately searching for a boyfriend, and I kind of took what approached me at that concert and just ran with it and made it something that it truly wasn't. And I don't look at it as a mistake because it gave me an experience that taught me a lot about what I want in a relationship and the standards that I deserve in a relationship. It was really revolutionary for that. It also taught me that it doesn't matter where you meet someone. You know, with online dating, the perception of how you are supposed to meet your quote unquote lover is kind of being tainted. Is it someone that you meet at a concert, or is it someone that you meet online? Is there even a right way to meet someone or to meet your soulmate? Is the concept of coming across someone in person an unrealistic fantasy now? I think that question is not going to be answered because for every person it's different. I know so many people who are in amazing relationships that started off Tinder. But I also know people with magic stories that are like so classic of just meeting in person and falling in love right off the bat. I don't know which one it will be for me. I truly don't. But I'm willing to dip my toes in online dating and also have that hope of finding someone in person, because did find someone in person, but it wasn't to the extent of what I needed for me. It was just the story that fulfilled my desire, not the actual substance within the person. So it doesn't matter how you meet someone. It doesn't matter at all. It matters about the person. That is all. Yeah, I'm a virgin, and I'm fucking okay with it. But I'm not okay with fucking, or else I wouldn't be a virgin. Oh god. Okay, what's the next topic? School. Earlier in this conversation, I talked about how it can feel like there is a roadmap for being a teenager. School is definitely at the top of that roadmap. Everyone my age is having a crisis about school. There is such a spectrum for people in college that I don't think a lot of people recognize. Like, I used to view people who went to school as perfect. They knew what they were doing. They were on the right track. And they were in a space that was guiding them to their future. I'm almost happy that that idea was shattered because it makes me feel better for not being in school. I know people who are in school that seriously feel so discouraged by their experiences, and being in school makes them more confused and less at ease than sitting around and doing nothing would. And not to say that if you're not in college, you're doing nothing, but if you're not in college, you don't have the structure of a college student. It's just, you don't. I don't. That's for motherfucking sure. I have no structure in my life, but it leaves room for so much opportunity. If I had the structure of college, I know I would implode. This isn't just assumption. I'm not talking just out of what I think college is about. I did community college for a semester. I graduated high school right in time to be able to go to college with my class, and that made me so fucking happy. Oh my gosh. Before I dive into community college, let me just give you a rundown of my high school experience. In freshman year, I went to public high school. Was it the worst year of my life? Yes. That year ended, and I entered the sanctuary that is online education. Once I signed up for online school, I literally never looked back. And it ended up being a thing that lasted for my entire high school career. And I was completely okay with that. I didn't go to prom and I didn't do a ton of other things that people my age did, but I exchanged that for something larger. I was traveling the world and living on my own and figuring shit out for myself without being in a classroom. It really defined me as a person. Back to community college. I love learning, and it sucks that I felt like I wasn't being provided a comfortable experience for me to learn like I did in elementary school and middle school, but that's okay. I didn't let that stop me from continuing my education. No way. No way, Jose. Like, to let your past control your present, let alone your future, is a huge mistake. So I signed up for community college in my hometown of New Hampshire. It was MCC, Manchester Community College, and I was an English major. I love writing so much, and if I was going to go to school for anything, it was going to be writing. That was the one subject growing up that let me just be me. There were no limits, and even when there were, like if there was a prompt or something like that, I had so much fun going with guidelines. And that happened to be the same exact case for this semester of college that I did. It was a pure 3 or 4 months of just creative discovery and evolving with people my age and older. Once it was over, I was content. I didn't feel like I had to sign up for another semester. I really felt like I did enough. And I'm happy that I didn't, because I had enough time in college to talk positively about it. If I were to do the spring semester, I would have been so overwhelmed, and my ideas towards school would have been really negative because it would have been too much school at once. Maybe I'll go back this fall and, just do fall semesters for the rest of my life. But just like the consistency of school, like, isn't for me. Like, I'm not a scheduled type of person. Like, I can't have too much of one thing and also just get sick of it and not want to engage in it anymore. Which is why I have so much respect for people who are going to school at a university. I have a lot of friends who are at really big schools doing big things all the time. And when I hear from them, it's so special because it's always amongst chaos. Like, I feel like they're like hiding in a war zone, and like they finally get to like FaceTime me, and like they're sweating and dirty, and like there's blood all over them, and I'm like, whoa, like, let me talk to you, please, like let me help you in any way I can. That's just like how I see college students. The climate that they're in is intense as fuck, and the pressure that they feel is, oh, I don't even want to describe it. And I feel like if I do, it's doing an injustice for them because I have not experienced that for myself, and I've only heard about it. But I am empathetic as fuck, and I feel it. I feel the anxiety. But with that anxiety comes hard work and devotion to something that these people are really, really, really focused on. And to be focused at a young age is really crucial. And hey, maybe I don't have the finances or the drive to go to a university, but I am doing other things with my life, and maybe I will get a degree of some sort in this lifetime. But for me, at 18 years old, going to college is not a priority. I much rather succeed in a job than succeed in college, which for some people may sound silly because for their jobs they do need degrees, which I totally understand. I am an artist. I'm a creative. I want to be creating for the rest of my life, and I don't need a piece of paper to create. My final thoughts about school are so. It is not necessary for my self-esteem at all. I love myself without school. Is it necessary for potential job position? Yes. If you're going to go to school, do it because you love what you're going to study. I am discovering new things about myself every day and working towards my goals without school. And hey, with less school comes more time to make money, which is the next topic. The word money kind of actually really makes me sick. I don't resonate with money and the concept of it whatsoever. I still don't see it as something that is real, which is very troublesome if I want to be a human in this world. I've expressed this to my parents and to everyone around me, and it just makes everyone anxious and fearful for not only themselves but for me because people don't want to hear that I don't think money is real, because at the end of the day, money is the key to living, and it's not the key to life. Oh no, it is not the key to being alive, but it is the key to providing for yourself. That being said, how the fuck do you make it? Where does money come from? Why can't we just print more money and give it to everyone? It's just paper. Just like a college degree is paper, money is just paper. But then again, you have to earn both of those things. I've been training myself to let go of my disassociative relationship with money and instead focus on how I can make money in a way that is enjoyable for me. Because it's realistic. There are jobs where you can work with children. I love children. There are jobs where you can work with animals. I love animals. You can get paid for music. You can get paid for movies. You can get paid for art. The list of how you can turn your deepest passions into a form of income goes on. There is a way for everyone to be financially stable. It's just a matter of making it happen. For me, I am in a rut with my financial situation, and I do need stable income. And when I was little, I literally told myself that I did not want a 9 to 5 and I did not want to work in a cubicle. This had to be in elementary school when I had this revelation. And I manifested that reality for myself. It actually came true. I don't work in a cubicle and I don't have a 9 to 5. But now I find myself saying, shit, did I make a mistake? Should I be an average person and do that? But then I have to backtrack and I have to go, no, that's not me. That's not me at all. And I can do this without taking the average route. I strongly believe that my path of making money was meant to be confusing and a journey that I am supposed to embark on by myself creatively. And it's just going to happen in the way that it's going to happen because it has in my past. I've made money through videos online and opportunities that I've created myself. And I believe that if I just keep this momentum of creating and just being and expressing, that it will come naturally and I will be able to make what I love to do my job and my occupation. Stressing over money has seriously been a majority of my 18th year. Money is good and money is bad. But regardless of what money is, how are you going to react to the reality of money? Because it's not fucking going anywhere. And it's also not going to just drop from the sky with a motherlode cheat that we typed into our Sims game, which I still fucking wish would just exist already. It's not fucking fair. Also, why aren't money trees a thing? Because climate change or global warming or deforestation, whatever the fuck, would definitely be ended if people had money tree seeds. Those shits would be planted everywhere and the earth would be green and thriving. Literally and metaphorically, like, don't let money control you and don't let money make you feel trapped. Money isn't everything. Not having it is. What lyric is that? Money and everything, not having it is. Kanye West, right? He said that. Yes, the fuck he did. And it's true. Find your way to make your money and be secure. I'm still doing so. It's a process. It's not easy to find your way of making stable income. Whatever your financial situation is, don't let it prevent you from being happy. Make the most out of your financial situation and be happy with being alive, because that is a blessing. Whenever I am in a rut over how much money I don't have, I just gotta breathe. A deep breath in and out is all it takes to make me realize why I am truly here. I'm existing. My soul is thriving within me, whether my bank account is or isn't. I am rich in my heart and in my soul before anything else, and that is something I will always value, because you can give someone money, but you can't give someone empathy and understanding and compassion. I will always be more empathetic than I am business oriented, and that is something that maybe sets me a little bit back than the people my age that are striving to make a living. But at the end of the day, I am full of love, and that is what is guiding me, not money. This leads me perfectly into my next topic, which is family. My relationship with my family has been very rocky over the course of my teenage years as a whole. 18 especially, though, like, I felt a super huge disconnect from myself and my family at this age, because I have found way more comfort and understanding in my friends. With my family, I just feel like my parents especially have so much anxiety attached to me, because they're scared of whether or not I will make it out of my teenage years alive, because I am not on the same path as a lot of people my age. You know, I'm doing the whole no college thing and still unemployed, trying to find stable income, and also creating and just wandering the world and having goals and aspirations. But a lot of it is just me being fueled by hope, and my parents and the generation they come from don't really understand that. They come from structure, and they come from real structure that I just don't really fuck with, as this empathetic little fairy from Generation Z that really cares about how I feel, and that's the base of most of my decisions. How I feel. It's not usually about what the smartest thing to do is in retrospect. You know, it's always about what I feel is right. I make decisions based off of my heart, and my parents are always surprised at what I do. I feel like my disconnect with my parents during my 18th year is almost more necessary than I realize. I have these thoughts sometimes where I'm like, oh, I wish my parents would just tell me what to do and make a plan for me. But I am not that fucking person. Like, I make my own rules, and I think that they've recognized that and have given me the freedom to make my own decisions and let me breathe. I don't feel suffocated by my parents, and just saying this out loud right now is making me realize how much I love them for that. And sometimes I take it the wrong way, and I'm like, oh, my parents don't love me enough. But I think that space is love, and that space is freedom for me. And that, if I didn't have that, I don't think I would be able to talk this highly of my parents. I fucking love them, seriously. Right now, I am super secure in my relationship with them, and I know I can talk to them about anything. It's just a matter of if I want to talk about it or not. They're there to listen. They're there to love. As far as my siblings and my extended family, we are literally doing our own thing. We are evolving, and we're there for each other physically. But emotionally and verbally, not so much. Like, we don't really talk. I will never be 18 again, and that concept blows the fuck out of my mind. I don't define myself by my age. I still feel like a 5-year-old. The only difference between 5-year-old me and 18-year-old me is my vocabulary and the way I express myself. It's much more progressive than it was at age 5. But society does define us by our ages, so I think it's important to capture the essence of me at 18, which I am doing through this open dialogue right now. So to any other 18-year-old, remember, ask questions. Go to concerts alone. Indulge heavily in music and movies, especially coming of age ones, because those allow us to watch stories of someone who is somewhat similar to us, going through a journey of self-discovery. Travel at any chance you can, and if you don't have time to travel, save up and make it a goal to travel in the future, because I have found that traveling is like smoking a bowl of marijuana. It opens your mind and lets you see things differently in a brand new place. And you need that as a developing person. If you're in the same place with the same people doing the same things, how will you grow? You'll be able to grow, but only to a certain degree. You should not let yourself be confined to the spaces that you are familiar with. Break through your comfort zone with traveling. Take advantage of your summers. Record videos and photograph the world around you. It's changing so fucking fast. I almost feel the responsibility to do so because no one else is living my life and seeing what I see, and especially in the way that I see it. No one else will ever be able to live my life. I am the only version of me that will ever exist. That isn't to say I'm better than anyone else. It's actually states the exact opposite. We're all living our own individual truths at the same time, and sharing my truth and being open to connect to the truths of others is what creates community. Saying yes is beautiful, but also get more comfortable with saying no. You are allowed to say no and create your boundaries. But being open to all of life's experience is a great learning experience. But know yourself. Definitely know yourself. That is the key to this all. No matter what anyone tells you, it only serves so much because they don't know you to the extent that you know you. And don't let anyone else think that they know you more than you do. Because you are always with you. You're your own fucking best friend. Ask yourself for advice because you will find it, not instantly, but subliminally. Your answers will appear over time, and it will be beautiful discoveries that will just occur and you'll know. If you've made it this far, it's probably because you have questions of your own that you would love to be answered. I know that I watch Oprah's podcasts and loads of other YouTube videos because I'm searching for something, but at the end of the day, only so much can be found externally. A lot of what you're looking for is within you. You just have to search for it and then let it come to the surface and let it be shown in your actions and in your reality. I am very excited to see where my 19th year takes me. I'm ready to make a lot of mistakes, to learn more, to expand and grow in this body, mind, and soul of mine. I am not one thing yet. I've actually let go of the idea of shrinking myself to become one thing. My feelings, my being, everything about me is just like the weather, constantly changing and evolving with the pace of nature. Right when I think I have it all figured out, life throws me a curveball and I'm back at square one with questions and confusion. But I don't just let that sit. I get up and I do something, and I get my answers by living and participating and being me. I'm ready to be the fuck out of myself in this 19th year and for the rest of my lifetime as a whole. That's all I can do. That is it. I'm ready to play my part in this world, whatever that part is. Right now it's talking to my phone about life. My dog is making noises right now. He wants me to give him attention, so I'm gonna now do my part in being his father and go give him some affection. He's probably really confused as to why I've been talking to my phone for almost an hour, but it's okay. I hope you guys have... Oh shit, he really wants attention now. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. Do whatever you may with these words. I really enjoyed talking this time around, so maybe I'll turn this into a little talking to myself series where you guys give me a topic to talk about and I talk about it. We'll see. Regardless, I will talk soon. But until that soon comes around, remember this. Stay you, stay true, and stay fabulous. XOXO. Anthony.